What's up, everybody? It's the Alex Leak and Friends NFL podcast back for another week. I'm your host, Alex Leak, and we got Amanda on the show. What's up, Amanda?
Hey, Alex, how's it going?
Going good. Thanks for coming on the show. This episode is going to be week 3, the 0-2 Broncos at the 2-0 Packers episode. We're going to start it off with why is Aaron Rodgers so good at this? Aaron Rodgers is always catching defensive lines, jumping off sides. He's the best in the game at this, and throwing the ball deep and getting a touchdown when the defense is sleeping, thinking that the play is blown dead. Why is Rodgers so good at this kind of stuff, getting those easy touchdowns?
Well, I think it's something that he's perfected over the years, but he was caught twice during the game, and he had to use a timeout. So they're starting to turn on to him, but he's just a smart guy. He pays attention, and it's come back to bite him once or twice, but he just likes to play with his head.
Yeah, and the best quarterbacks in the NFL are always thinking one step ahead, and Rodgers, that's why he's the best, because he's not only more talented than you, but he's smarter than a lot of defenses. So doing his thing. Philip Lindsay gets a rushing touchdown in the first half, and it was the first red zone touchdown the Packers have allowed this season. Packers defense, you have to be impressed with the Packers defense. They're a lot better than I expected.
Yeah, our pickups in the offseason, the Smith brothers and Darnell Savage in the draft, those have really beefed up the defense, and it's nice to actually have one. But our rush defense is still shoddy at best. We let Philip Lindsay run all over the field, and that shouldn't be happening.
He's a good running back, but yeah, I agree. It might be the weakness. Also getting Adrian Amos in the offseason, a good addition, safety. The Packers defense is going to be tough to beat. But yeah, the running game's where you have to attack them. Preston Smith had a big game, 3 sacks and a forced fumble. Forcing the fumble off Joe Flacco and setting up an Aaron Jones rushing touchdown. He was everywhere in this game.
Oh, Preston Smith was all over the place. He had some really important stuff, and then his 3 sacks, backed up by Zadarius Smith's 2 sacks, and then our first round pick, Darnell Savage, our safety. His first interception. Rashawn Gary, his first sack. Our draft picks are proving themselves in week 3 this year.
Yeah, they came to play, took it to the Broncos, dominated the game. Philip Lindsay refused to go down multiple times in this game, though. There was like a rugby scrum at some point where he had so many players going with him. And then on a 4th and goal, down 24-10, the Packers seemed to stop him right there at the line, but Lindsay just kept fighting and got his way into the end zone. He's an impressive young running back.
Oh, he's amazing. I was so jealous of their running game. He's small, but he is so strong. He moved the pile multiple times to convert, and it was great to watch. You can't even do that when someone like that scores on you because he earned that touchdown.
Yeah, he's incredible. I believe he was undrafted out of the University of Colorado, so a great story for that guy.
Yeah, he plays in his home state, and the local support you saw at the game was great. He's a local boy, and they love him. And there's nothing better than to play for the team that you rooted for as a kid.
Yeah, and it's cool to see him doing well, rocking Terrell Davis, old number 30. He got permission from Davis to wear that number, and he's earning it. So. Good stuff.
Yeah, Terrell Davis is a bit of an issue with us Packers fans after our history with them, but Denver and Green Bay they've got a colorful history between the two teams. The Broncos are 0-6-1 in Green Bay, but the series is tied up overall, 7-7-1. So it was going to be a great matchup regardless, because there's quite a bit of history there between Elway and Favre and the Super Bowl. It was going to be a great matchup either way.
Yeah, and with the loss, the Broncos fall to 0-3. They have yet to record a sack or a forced fumble. If you were going to tell me that week 1, that before the start of the season, that through week 3 the Broncos would have no sacks and no forced fumbles, I would be like, hell yeah, they're 0-3. I can't believe that stat with Vic Fangio at head coach, Bradley Chubb, Von Miller, Derek Wolfe. How are these Broncos not getting to the quarterback. They were such a dominant defense just a couple years ago.
Yeah, I mean, the 2015 Broncos were, I mean, they're compared to the Legion of Boom and the 85 Bears. And 4 years later, they're the only team in the past 50 years to put up 0 sacks and 0 takeaways over the first 3 games of the season.
Wow. That's incredible. I think...
Right, and
go ahead.
If you look at their past 7 games, going back into last season, they haven't scored more than 17 points in any of their past 7 games.
Wow.
And they're 0-7 over this past 7 games. So they came into this season without winning. You'd think they would have been fired up and ready to go, and something just isn't clicking in that defense, even with all the names that are there.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think defensively they're doing okay. Like, they're not getting the sacks or takeaways, but I honestly think the biggest problem is the quarterback. I think that Flacco, you lose the turnover battle, Flacco with an interception and a fumble loss. You lose the turnover battle, you're going to lose a lot of games. And Flacco just doesn't scare anybody. The Broncos have been struggling ever since Peyton Manning retired, finding a quarterback. And that's got to be John Elway's mission going forward, is to find the next franchise quarterback. And, I said this before, that I feel like great defenses, if they don't believe in the quarterback or the offense, they won't play up to their potential because they feel like they have no shot. And with the offense being kind of stale, not moving the ball, and the team falling to 0-3, it could be a pretty bad year for the Broncos.
Yeah. They say defenses win championships, but you have to have an offense, even if they're not the best.
Yeah.
And, I mean, you need the defense to play with heart. Otherwise, it doesn't matter if you have Derek Wolfe on the field if he's not doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Broncos dominated the game clock. They had the ball for 35 minutes of the game, and, I mean, their touchdowns were taking 12, 13 plays. They're just, I mean, their run game is solid. They dominated the game clock. There's no reason why the score should have ended up the way it did if you look at the clock.
Yeah. I don't know. There's definitely something. It's with the passing game, I think. Flacco falls to 5-14 versus other Super Bowl winning quarterbacks. Not a great record there. And Emmanuel Sanders is the only Broncos player this season with a receiving touchdown. So they're not getting the other weapons involved. And really, there's no excuse for it with guys like Cortland Sutton, with Noah Fant. You can get the ball to Phillip Lindsay or Royce Freeman. There's options out there. And Flacco, I just feel like he's not getting the job done. Do you agree?
Oh, I absolutely agree. I think Flacco is doing them an injustice, playing the way he's been playing. I mean, yeah, the O-line could have held up a little bit longer. I mean, he got sacked 6 times.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't have turnovers. And Noah Fant, you know that turnover where he let Jair Alexander strip the ball, you know that's going to haunt him for years.
Yeah.
But, I mean, a minute and a half into the third quarter, and they just came back ready to go, and Fant lost the ball. And we scored on 2 out of 3 of our takeaways. So for Denver, it's got to happen on all sides. But Flacco needs to figure out how to get the ball to his receivers and use something besides Phillip Lindsay, because they're going to wear him out.
Absolutely, and if he keeps taking hits behind that offensive line, he's going to get worn out pretty soon too. So Broncos have to figure something out. I know they're hoping Drew Lock is the answer, but we'll see. And they need to get the next franchise quarterback soon. I do think the defense will get going under Vic Fangio, but they need to do it soon, sitting at 0-3. Coming up, the Broncos have a home game against the 1-2 Jaguars. This will be Gardner Minshew. You think the Broncos will finally get a sack or a takeaway against the rookie Minshew?
I think they might get 1 or 2, but I think that game is going to be interesting to watch because the Jaguars have all the youth and all the hype you could ask for right now with Minshew mania going on.
Mm-hmm.
But Denver is starving for a win.
Yeah.
I don't think they want to go 8 straight games without putting up more than 17 points. So I'm hoping Cortland Sutton gets to have the ball some more and actually do something with it this game because he played well. He just didn't get a lot of opportunities to turn it over to convert it into a touchdown last week.
Yeah, and with no Jalen Ramsey going in that game, it doesn't sound like, so he should have his opportunities against the Jaguars. We'll see how Minshew does against that defense. The Broncos are always tough to beat in Mile High. So that's my prediction, is that the Broncos get their first win in Week 4 against the Jaguars. Who are you leaning? Who do you have winning this game, Jags or Broncos?
I think it's going to be close, but I think the Broncos have something to prove, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking maybe the Jaguars have let all the hype go to their heads. So I think I'm going to pull for the Broncos on this one too.
Nice. So the Packers, they improved to 3-0, undefeated on the season. Did you have any inclination that the Packers would be undefeated this far into the season, coming into the year?
I mean, yeah, looking at our schedule, I wasn't really scared of anyone. If Denver had played a little bit better, I thought that would have been the closest game so far.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't worried about Minnesota this year. They didn't do too much in the off season, and Chicago. But Philly will be an interesting matchup.
Yeah, Eagles, Packers, in Lambeau, so advantage Green Bay. No Deshaun Jackson, it sounds like. Alshon Jeffrey will be back. So I think it'll be. I mean, the Eagles have a lot to prove. If they fall to 1-3, they're going to be way behind the Cowboys and in that division. So they need this win. The Eagles are in a similar spot as the Broncos, needing to prove something. But the only difference is they have to go into Lambeau and prove it. They're not at home. But regardless, it's going to be a fun as hell Thursday night football game.
Yeah, and both of them on short rest. And the Eagles are worse at jumping off sides than the Broncos are. So that's going to be a challenge for them to show that discipline and not let Aaron mess with them. Because that's his move. That's his go-to.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? I'm going to pick the Eagles in this game, but I'm not that confident in it. And I'll tell you why. I don't think the Eagles are built, like the way they run their offense is built to beat these Packers. The Packers are great at getting to the quarterback and playing pass defense. They got good young corners and secondary. They got good pass rushers that they added this offseason. The way to get to these Packers is to run the ball. You've seen Dalvin Cook do it. We've seen Phillip Lindsay do it. My Bears had a ridiculous game plan. Didn't even feed the running backs. Just threw it 45 times. So you know where that's going. But that's how you do it. So I think the Packers can beat Philly. But if you're going to beat Green Bay, you have to shorten the game, limit Rodgers' possessions, and just run the ball, take time off the clock, and that's the best way to stick to it. But you also can't have Joe Flacco at quarterback. You need a capable quarterback that will turn your drives into touchdowns because you damn sure know Rodgers is going to do it on the other side.
Yeah, and capable and strong because if their O-line isn't holding up strong, we all know Carson Wentz is pretty prone to injury, so they need to make sure they're protecting their QB. Because if he can't take 6 sacks like Joe Flacco can, it's gonna be tough for them to manage the team we've put together. As far as he can't handle a hit.
It's gonna be interesting.
They need to make sure their O-line is holding.
Yeah, I mean, really, I think Carson Wentz is a Zadarius Smith hard hit away from getting hurt, and they don't have great backups in Philly, so they better protect them and be balanced. Don't be one-sided. Be balanced. Keep them from blitzing like crazy. I mean, I'm surprised with how well this Packers defense is. I'm not a big fan of the coordinator Mike Pettin. I didn't think these were great moves in the offseason, but they've worked out really well. And that secondary that the Packers have built through the draft is very talented. Jair Alexander, Darnell Savage. Who am I missing? A lot of good guys on that secondary.
Yeah, the secondary is solid. I think it's our run defense that still needs work, and the Eagles' rushing attack is going to be a bit of a problem for them.
Yeah, you got Jordan Howard, who you guys are familiar with, Darren Sproles, Miles Sanders, but if the Eagles don't practice ball security or work on their hands, practice catching the ball, practice not fumbling, it could be an easy win for the Packers. So we'll see. Yeah. I know you've got Green Bay winning. What's your prediction on the score?
Knowing the teams, I would say it's going to be a higher scoring game for Green Bay than it has been the last couple of weeks. I think it's going to be an offensive game, not a defensive one.
Nice.
So say probably close game. So 32-28.
All right. 32-28. Packers over the Eagles. Come on, Carson Wentz. Help us out. Help the Bears out. We need it. and we'll see what happens. Thanks for coming on, Amanda. Good shit as always. Excellent episode. Hope you guys liked it. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, let us know what you think, and we'll see what happens in week 4. So, all right, guys. Thanks for coming on, Amanda. You did good.
Yeah, thanks. Always.
Yep. All right. Peace out, guys.